Welcome to Life with Care. Today I'm going to show you how to make an easy and absolutely delicious hash brown casserole. A friend of mine invited me over to her home for brunch and I asked, what can I bring? And she immediately said, bring your hash brown casserole. Whenever I've made this recipe, it's been a huge hit and today I'm going to share it with you. So let's go over the ingredients. I also want to mention that I will be dropping the recipe in the description of this video so that you can easily refer to that. First step, we have the star of the show, right? Is we need hash browns to make hash brown casserole. So these are shredded hash browns. It's 1 pound, 14 ounces, and they were frozen when I bought them. I let them sit in the fridge overnight. Last night I took them out from the freezer and put them in my fridge because you want them thawed when you make the hash brown casserole. You don't want it frozen. So this is now thawed out, and then we're going to be using some cheese. I typically use cheddar cheese, medium cheddar for this, but I have used other cheeses when I've needed to use up cheese, say Colby Jack, or you may have something else on hand at home. You can try that as well, or use your favorite cheese. But if I'm having to buy cheese for this, I'm going to be going with the medium cheddar. And then we're going to use some butter. And I've used both salted and unsalted. It really hasn't made a difference at all in this recipe. We're going to use a couple of cans of cream of chicken soup. If you want to make this vegetarian, I've done that many times. Go for cream of mushroom or some other soup that is creamy that fits your needs. But today it's going to be cream of chicken. And then we're going to be using some white onion, about half of a cup. I'm going to dice this up and saute it first, and I will show you that I like my onion sauteed a bit. You can put it in raw as well if you're trying to save time, but I'll saute it. I have time today, and that's how I usually like to do it. For our seasonings for this, they're very simple. It's going to be salt and pepper, and then we will be putting a topping on this casserole. I feel like this is what really just takes it to a whole other level. So we're going to take some frosted flakes. You can use unfrosted flakes, any type of corn flakes, but we're going to be crunching these up and mixing it with some butter and sprinkling on the top. I like using or purchasing this small amount of frosted flakes because then I'm not stuck with a whole big box of cereal that I'm not going to eat. If you've got people that you know are going to eat it, then you can go for the bigger box. But I buy the smaller frosted flakes, and we'll be making a topping for that. Let's get to cooking. I just realized that I did not have the sour cream out, but sour cream is also one of the ingredients in this hash brown casserole, and we definitely want to have sour cream in it. And I also want to mention about the cheese. If you prefer to buy the pre-shredded cheese, that is perfectly fine. About half the time, that's what I do. And we're going to use 2 cups. And usually those packages are a 2-cup standard. So you can absolutely use pre-shredded cheese to save you time. But today I'll be shredding from the block. Okay, first I'm going to dice up half of a cup of white onion. And if you don't have a chopper like this, don't worry about it. Just dice it up by hand. Just going to show you all how I have that diced up. So pretty small pieces of onion there. I've got half a cup of onion here that I'm going to saute up. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to saute it up either. I'm going to put some olive oil just a little bit into this pan and heat that up, and then I will saute the onion. I've cooked the onions for 5 minutes over medium heat, and they're nice and translucent, so these are all done. I've got a pretty big bowl here, and we're going to start adding everything to the bowl. First up, the hash browns. Like I said, those are thawed. Next up, 2 cans of cream of chicken soup. I will be mixing between each ingredient to get everything mixed up really well. So I added the soup, I'm going to mix that up, and then I'll continue to add ingredients. The onion is going in next. It may not look pretty now, but trust me, it's going to be delicious. And next up, we're going to add 1 cup of sour cream. And next up is the cheese. Next, I'm going to be melting 1/2 cup of butter to add to this. And there's 1/2 cup of melted butter. And I wanted to say that it doesn't really matter the order of the ingredients. I've made this several times. As long as everything gets added and mixed to the bowl, you're going to be good. Got everything mixed up pretty well here. So next is 1 teaspoon of salt. Remember, the soup has plenty of salt in it. So we'll just add 1 more teaspoon and then mix it all up. Next up is pepper, and you can put however much you like. I would say it ends up being about 1/4 of a teaspoon, but just give, either add 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you like it a little extra spicy, you can put 1/8, but I just give this a few turns here. More than a few, but you got the idea. And then again, mix up. Everything is mixed up very well, and I know it doesn't look pretty now, but just wait. Trust me, once we put the topping on there and it bakes, it's going to be a beautiful golden bubbly color. So it's time to put this in a dish. I usually use a lasagna size dish for this. These are the 2 main ones. The 2 main ones I usually use. I'm going to use this one. I just like the presentation. I'm taking it to a friend's house. I don't grease this. I'm just going to be dumping this into this pan here, and then we'll work on the topping. And I'm just going to dump this in here. You want to make sure that you spread this out evenly in the pan, so you can just work it back and forth, and it's easy to spread. It's pretty creamy, so that's not an issue, but yeah, just get it spread around in here nice and evenly. And everything here is pretty evenly distributed. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you know I like to clean the sides. So this is a paper towel. I'm just going to clean around the sides of this. And then we are going to make the topping to put on top of this that is going to just make it so beautiful and golden. Trust me, this is going to be so excellent. Okay, for the topping, we're going to take the frosted flakes. This ended up being about 1.5 cups of frosted flakes, and I'm going to put it in a bag. And we're going to want to smash this up to make it not as coarse for the casserole. So you can either do it with your hand, or you can take a cup as well. Either way, we want to get this pretty, not super fine, but we do want it chopped up some. Turn it over, repeat, or you can do it with your hand. Sometimes I just crunch the bag. Whatever works for you. Here's the consistency, and then I need to just add some butter to this, and then we're going to sprinkle it on the top of the casserole. I have melted 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm just going to add this to it. You could add the butter to the bag, but I feel like some of the butter gets stuck on the bag, so I just like to do it like this. I'm adding the butter and the frosted flakes and just stirring that up to get them nice and coated, and then it'll be time to top the casserole. Okay, time to top this. My hands are, of course, washed, and I'm going to take this and just sprinkle it all over the top. And again, want to try to evenly spread this out. We're going to cover it with foil, and we're going to bake it at 350 for 1 hour. And we're going to bake at 350 for 1 hour. And while the hash brown casserole is baking, I just went and freshened up myself a little bit, got a spring dress on, getting ready to go to my friend's house for brunch. I'm very much looking forward to it. And when this is done, I will show you guys the final product before I pack it up to take it. And I'm going to be driving about 25 to 30 minutes to my friend's house, and I want to keep this dish warm. So I will be putting it in this insulated container here. I got this years ago from Pampered Chef, and I don't know if they still make it, but it works so great. It will keep it warm for about 2 to 3 hours, so that's what I'll be doing. All right, it's all done baking, and look at that. That is going to be so delicious. Now time to pack it up and take it to my friends. And just packing it up here. And it'll be ready to hit the road.